finding a good book to read isn't always easy. We have compiled some of the best books to read and if you are interested in any of the books listed on our list, make sure to check out the link in description. Let's get started with 5 of the best books for you to read. Surviving the White Gaze, a memoir by Rebecca Carroll. In her memoir, Night cultural critic Rebecca Carroll details her aching journey to understanding her racial identity. Growing up, Carroll was the only black person in her small New Hampshire town, where she lived with her adoptive white parents. Later, her youth was further complicated by the presence of her birth mother, a white woman, who constantly tore apart her daughter's sense of self. In reflecting on her relationships with her adoptive parents, birth mother in overwhelmingly white town, Carroll looks at what it means to belong, revealing in harrowing terms what she had to endure in order to heal. The Low Desert, Gangster Stories. Goldberg. The fast-paced fictional crime stories in Goldberg's latest collection feature a cast of characters navigating mysterious, tragic and occasionally funny situations. One piece follows a waitress on the hunt for her missing daughter, another captures what happens when a drug dealer meets a lawyer and a clown at a bar. These 12 stories, set in the same universe as Goldberg's 2014 novel, Gangsterland, are anchored in Southern California's Inland Empire, and coalesce into a stirring portrait of the region. The Removed by Hobson. In his devastating new novel, Hobson dissects a Cherokee family's grief over the loss of their teenage son. It's been 15 years since police fatally shot Ray, and his parents, older sister and younger brother are achingly reminded of his loss as the anniversary of the tragedy is just days away, and coincides with their annual family bonfire. Flipping between the voices of the family members, Hobson depicts the lingering effects of trauma, and the way grief informs memory and love. Love is an Ex-Country, a memoir by Randa. Jarrar. Writer and performer Randa Jarrar takes a cross-country road trip, from California to Connecticut, and brings readers along for the ride in her new memoir. Her journey frames love as an ex-country, which examines events on the road. Jarrar, a Muslim Arab American, details a confrontation she has with a racist truck driver, the visit she makes to the neighborhood where her immigrant parents lived in Chicago, and more. The author reflects on everything from her relationship with her body image to the domestic assault she experienced as a child, and then years later as a wife. Throughout, Jarrar shares how she learned to celebrate who she is in a country built against her. How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her House by Cherie. Lana lives in Baxter's Beach, Barbados, a fictional resort town at the heart of Cherie debut novel. She's a hairbraider stuck in a doomed marriage, which is made all the worse when her husband Aiden's burglary of a nearby beach mansion does not go as planned. The incident not only forever alters Lala's life, but that of Mira, a former local who is on vacation with her family and staying in the house of the botched robbery. Aiden's criminal act sets off a chain of consequences that are devastating for all involved. In tracing the paths of the two women, Jones illustrates the complexities of race and class in an evolving tourist town, moving between perspectives of a cast of characters to reveal the horrific aftermath of a crime gone wrong. Comment on some books you think we should include in our next series of the best books to read.